right. It looks like we are going live here. We're going on both stations here. So we're going live on YouTube and Facebook. Now, I understand. Usually we get on here about 3:30. Today it's 6:20 in the evening. And if you guys are not here and you're not joining me, that's perfectly all right, because I know I'm here at an off time. However, I do want to let you guys know that we are going to do this and we're going to do it regardless. So I know that normal people may not be on here because I know you guys are doing things. You might be out to dinner. You might be engaged with your friends, your family. You might just be doing stuff. It's the weekend before Thanksgiving. I know you guys are out doing your shopping. I know you guys are getting things together. I just came from doing a little shopping myself, which is why I'm on here a little bit later. So D Diaz, I see you. Thank you for coming in here. And boom, looks like we got 16 people in here already, and I love it. So all the time, you guys got to tell me where you are from whenever you jump in the chat. So whenever you guys jump in the chat, no matter when that is, to let me know exactly where you're from, because I love for you guys to see overseas, around the United States, in Canada, in Australia. We are jumping continents to help people get a better life, because no matter where you go, no matter what you do, there is corruption in your healthcare system where you cannot get the help that you want to get. And people are more and more trying to take away your rights so that you can do what you want to do with your own body. Right? Right. So the holidays are coming up. So I just want to hear from you guys. Oh, look at this. We got B. Lewis in the house. Karen. Oh, wait a minute. I haven't seen Karen in here before. So Karen, welcome. If this is your first time. If not, I apologize. Okay. We got in the house, DDS says he's from Connecticut. All right, I love it. California, Tanya in here. All right, so the night tap. All right, there we go. Back in the house. Money Machine, Money Gun. All right, I love it. Original Super Jock, Sharon's Poetry Corner back in here. All right, just watching TV, but this is more important, so you got my attention. All right, so thank you, Sharon. All right, Sharon says her health is more important than watching the tube on Friday night. But if you're chilling, watching Netflix, you know, you're with that significant other, I don't want to take you away from that. So we'll just do this for a little while, because I also have to spend time with my little lady. So yes, I do know what we're talking about. So we got in here from Miami. Yes. All right. So we got Laureen in here. Mixtape Beast back in the house. Phyllis White. Phyllis, I've never seen you in here, so welcome, Phyllis. I love it. So we got more and more people coming in. When you guys come in, give it a thumbs up and tell us where you're from. All right, thumbs up and tell us where you're from. So I'm going to just throw that in the beginning because I always forget that. So who do I got over here? RJ23 is in the house on Facebook. So Facebook, welcome. What you guys doing? Now, anytime you guys want to ask a question, just go ahead and ask it. It does not matter. You guys jump in where you feel like jumping in as far as a question is concerned. However, we're not going to be on that long, but I did want to tell you this. Okay, you guys saw the title for this, hopefully, and it was horror at the holiday table. Please run. All right. Now, the reason I'm actually saying that is because most people are just throwing the rules out the window, and they are going to go all the way live on Thanksgiving. When Thursday gets here, probably Wednesday night. When Wednesday night gets here, it's going to be on, and people are going to be doing all the sugars, all the cakes, all the cookies, all the stuffings, the cranberry sauce, the macaroni and cheese, the mashed potatoes. I mean, it's going to be on. The green beans with the ham hocks. It's going to be on. Cornbread, dinner roll. It's going to be just everybody's just children and women and children with arms missing, you know, that kind of stuff. That's where we're headed for this holiday season. Now, this is going to be my solution. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do for this holiday season. I'm going to tell you guys. All right, so don't tell anybody, because I'm supposed to be like the health guy. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do exactly what I just described. I'm going to eat everything. Okay, I'm going to do all of it. I mean, I'm going to do the juicy turkey. I'm going to have a big piece of ham. I'm going to do the macaroni and cheese. I'm going to do the mashed potatoes. Okay, I'm going to do the yams. Oh, man, the yams. Okay, I am going to have a little of the peach cobbler. All right, the apple crunch cheesecake. Okay, we're going to have all of that. Okay, and then after I've gained like 8-9 pounds, okay, over the course of probably 2 days, what I'm going to do is find somebody who has the flu, and I'm going to get sick. And you know, when you get sick, your appetite shuts down. So I will lose my appetite. Also, when you get sick, you get dehydrated. So over the course of the next 2 days, I will lose the 7 to 9 pounds, and I will be right back where I started. And boom, nobody will know the difference. Tell me, do you love my plan? All right. So are you loving that? All right. Am I getting to you? I hope not, because I'm joking. All right. Please don't do that. I know some of you are like, that might be an idea. No. All right. Don't do that, please. All right. I was just kidding. Please don't. People will be on here talking about Alvin J said to do it. No, I didn't. It was a joke. All right. Now, when you guys do this, I want you guys to have fun at your holiday table. However, people think that when you come to the holidays, I'm saying you can eat whatever you want. I'm just saying don't pile it high and then stuff yourself to the point where you have to go then take a nap and then wake up and do it all over again. See, that's not the point. You want to enjoy the food, feel good, so you can do activities with your family, and then it becomes a festive, fun time instead of everybody just sitting around getting tired, and then your family wants to leave early. So everybody always got something to do. I got to go over here, I got to go over there and see this person and see that person, and see all you're doing is running around, but you're not really spending quality time with the people that you're with. So what I say is eat a little less, play a little more, and you'll see that holidays come out to be very enjoyable that way. So tell me you guys' thoughts on what you guys are going to do as far as Thanksgiving. Are you going to go all the way live, or are you just going to just take it easy a little bit and maybe jack up the activity a little bit? Because I know some families have games and stuff. Our thing is karaoke. We like to get together and we like to sing, even though everybody can't sing, but we still have a good time. We still have a good party. And when you throw a little liquid courage on top of everything with some of my relatives, it all turns out good. Good. All right. So there we go. So let's find out here. All right. So let me know you guys' plans. But it says no Thanksgiving for me this year. Okay. So I understand you might have your reasons. I know. So let's find out. We got 41 people in here. It says, look at this. Martell Lacey back in the house. Welcome back, Martell. It says here, I look forward to seeing you and help out Everett O'Neill. Okay. That info about the tumor, just in case you missed the message. All right, I might have. Was it in this chat or was it a comment? So I think I did miss that. All right, Book Girl in the house. Okay, got a question up here. It says, I had my thyroid ablated due to autoimmune Graves' disease 20 years ago. I have trouble losing weight, but exercising too much causes autoimmune to act up. Yes, because it decreases your immune system. So it does decrease your immune system, but you have no defense in the first place because you have Graves' disease. So that's a double-edged sword there. So Book Girl says, any advice? Now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to replace the thyroid with activity and trying to control your diet at the same time, because your metabolism is not controllable anymore because you don't have your thyroid. You can't secrete T3 and T4. If that is the case, with that, you will have to control it with diet unless you're willing to undergo, and you might have to get a test for this. You can see if you have remnants of your thyroid left, because there are numerous accounts of people growing their thyroid back. See, all you have to do is have the building blocks. Remember, you are a human being. You are installed with DNA, which is the blueprint to put you back together again. So if you have remnants of your thyroid left in there, then maybe you can grow your thyroid back and you won't have to deal with any of this, and you can get your metabolism back. Now, there's other ways to manipulate your metabolism. Most of them are deal with diet. So the more you alkalize your blood, eating stuff like, or even supplementing with stuff like baking soda, apple cider vinegar, that kind of stuff artificially boosts your metabolism. So you can do it that way. But at the same time, you can't go heavy on fats at all, because I know you need the cholesterol. You can get that in the form of a fish oil, but through food, it's going to hurt you because you are a person who had your thyroid removed. Therefore, your metabolism automatically drops. Now, because you have Graves' disease, right? So that's going to call, and that's usually caused from thyrotoxicosis, meaning that you had a toxicity in your thyroid that was causing problems, which is why it was probably removed. So just remember, diet and supplementing omega-3 fats, but not eating omega-3 fats. So you might have to do that and try it out for a while. This is not going to work overnight. This is a thyroid problem. So you're going to have to go with something steadily, consistently for at least 2 months before you actually get the results that you want. But you might see start to see your metabolism jack up. So because even though you don't have your thyroid, the human body, the liver and the brain can accommodate for both of those. Okay. And the only thing the thyroid did was release things that actually increased your blood calcium level, raised and decreased your blood calcium level so you can buffer things that come into your body, poisons. That's the whole reason for the T3 and T4. So you can use calcium to buffer poisons. However, if that's the case and you don't have that function anymore, your brain and liver can accommodate. They just need time to adjust. So 2 months at least consistently with a high alkaline diet and supplementing omega-3s. And that way you don't lose the omega-3s around your nerves and you don't start having nerve problems as well. So that's why I say omega-3, because you don't want the nerve issues. You don't. Okay. Good stuff there. All right. I love it. So Book Girl, that was a good question. So it says here, all right, Mike Charles says I got to have the gumbo. I've never had gumbo on Thanksgiving, but any other time I have it, it is spectacular. And it's always spicy. So that's how you know they get that stuff from New Orleans, man. I love it. I've had some real New Orleans gumbo, and it was delicious. I have to say it, fresh, delicious. Okay, good stuff. What do we got? Oh no, the gallbladder is removed too. My goodness. Book Girl, she's got all kinds of stuff going on. As far as the gallbladder, your liver is going to try to pick up the function of the bile so you can break down cholesterols as fat comes through your system, but it'll never be able to keep up. So what I suggest is that, again, that fish oil, something that you supplement so that your body does not have to break down, then your body can use it without having to have the bile to break it down for your body to absorb it into your small intestine. Okay, so good questions, good stuff here. So B. Lewis says, sleep has been shitty for 3 or 4 hours a day. How do I reach delta sleep, or do I reach REM? How do I have dreams? Or I do have dreams. All right, so you do dream. So that means you do fall into REM sleep. It just means you're not sleeping all that often. Now, I don't know what's waking you up because I don't live your life. You might have to give me more details on that one. So here we go. We got enzymes too. Good stuff. Truth Freeze, you are correct. We also, with Book Girl, you are going to need enzymes to incorporate that faster. So yeah, it works no matter what, because your body is still working because you create your own enzymes because they don't come from your thyroid. However, if you want to make it happen faster, systemic enzymes, he's right. All right, so that is a good one. That is a good one. All right, so here we go. We got Myra Braggs. I'm not sure what my problem is. I watch what I eat and the time. I work out and I sing and I'm putting on weight. Now, Myra, are you putting on weight by the scale, or are you looking in the mirror and seeing yourself get bigger? So let me know which one, Myra. So Sharon's Poetry Corner says, is store-bought alkaline water good for you? Now, according to the gurus, they think everything has to come from the earth and all that good stuff. That's not practical, okay? I know that's supposed to be the best source if you go find a spring water around your city and stuff like that, but there's not many wells in many cities, and especially commercial ones that you can find, or you're going to have to go out and find you a well, get you a rope, get you a bucket, dip it down in there, sanitize the water, and nobody is going to do that. And when I say nobody, I mean most people. So if that is the case, it's not practical for us. So store-bought is fine. It's just that you have to find the most alkaline one you can find. Essentia is really good. I like Essentia. I like real water. Essentia is better because it comes highly alkaline, and it's still highly alkaline by the time it reaches the shelf. You see, other waters, they start out at 8.5, and by the time they get to the store, even though it claims it says 8.0 on the bottle, it's probably more like a 7 or in that neutral range, because over the time of transit, heat, transportation, rumbling the water back and forth, the water is in a clear bottle, so the sun, the light, it destroys some of the nutrients. So that's what you get as far as the waters are concerned. So make sure when you get it as high alkaline as you can. Essentia, one of the best ones I found so far. And Fiji, even though it's not an alkaline water, one of the best quality waters you can buy. Okay, so did my water tests on those. Okay, good enough, good enough. So it says, what do you think of keto, Aaron Games? Now, I've seen 100,000 videos on keto, and everybody's trying to jump on the bandwagon. As you guys know, I don't jump on the bandwagon because there is no reason to. Keto is another diet. It was specifically meant to get rid of a disease. A keto is a way to put your body into ketosis so that your body can use ketones instead of sugar. All right, so that's what it says. So you will use protein instead of a glucose or a glycose source. Okay, now instead of doing glycolysis, you will now go into ketosis, thus the keto diet. So when you actually do that, it works wonders because your body will have to then eat its own fat in order to survive, especially when you're short on it. So in the ketogenic diets, what you'll see is people are eating so much protein and so much fat, the excess doesn't allow them to eat their body's own fat. So if you're doing it for weight loss, it doesn't work. You can only do keto if you're going to do controlled portions and you're going to be disciplined in the sources of where you get the proteins, high protein, high fat, low carbohydrates, or no carbohydrates to get the desired result. Okay, so you have to be very disciplined if you're going to do keto. Okay, we got 46 people on here. I love it. So we got 7 likes though. All right, we got 46 people and 7 likes. Something doesn't add up here. So if you guys see the like button right here somewhere, all right, I think it's right there. You just got to push that thing. All right, when you do, you guys will see. Hopefully we get a couple more thumbs up on the chat here. Now, we got a few more questions. Let's find out where we go. All right, good stuff. All right, so Aaron, we got you on the keto. Very good. Okay. Okay, now Truth Free says, heard vitamin D needs to be taken with K27 for calcium, bone, teeth versus softer tissue. No, it's all, they're saying that for you need cofactors for better assimilation. That's all that means. But your body does that. And if you're a healthy person, you don't need additional cofactors to make that work. Okay, so don't believe everything you hear because people are trying to give you more information so they sound intelligent so that when you do something or when they tell you something, it's kind of a basis for them kind of telling you the information and then selling you something later. However, I'm going to tell you, you make all the enzymes and cofactors you need. You just have to take in the other 30 of the essential vitamins and minerals to actually act as cofactors. So we have to get those from outside of the body. However, they're not necessary all the time. All right. I know we're short in nutrients. I know we're short in some things, but most gurus are trying to push this one thing, like this one thing is the thing that'll save your life. It doesn't work that way. This is a holistic system. You have to treat the whole body. You can't do like Dr. Oz does every other week where he said, oh yes, hydrogen peroxide is the ultimate and the miracle. And then next week it's chlorella. It's the miracle thing. And then this week it's chlorophyll. And this is the miracle thing this week. And this week is the keto diet. And if you do this, it'll solve all your problems. That's the thing they keep putting out there, and that's just dangling the carrot in front of you. It's not really doing anything for your health. So please don't be fooled by all of the miracle tonics and miracle things that come out every single week that talk about this is going to improve your health. You need this one. You need this one. No, you don't. You need a multivitamin that has all that crap in there, and then you get it all at once, and it's not that expensive. Okay, so good enough. Good enough. Okay, so it says here, any noise. Let me see. B. Lewis is waking up from anything. So he says, any light, noise, any little thing stresses me most of the time. Been all of my life, my mom too. That means you guys are anxious when you go to bed. If every little thing wakes you up, that means you're scared that something's going to happen to you while you're sleeping. It could be subconscious. It could be conscious. It could be that you're watching too many things that are negative and you believe the world is a negative place. Therefore, it makes you nervous to go to sleep because you feel like you're going to be attacked. Something's going to happen while you sleep. Somebody's going to break in the house. You sleep next to a window. Something might happen. Somebody come into the window. All of that stuff is just anxiety building up to the point where you can't sleep because you can't get comfortable. I was like that for a while where I could not sleep without closing my bedroom door. And then I felt better and then I could go to sleep. However, for a while when I had my bedroom door open, it was always the thought in my head that somebody would walk through the door and get me while I was asleep. Therefore, I could not get comfortable sleep. And then finally, I just passed out from worry, exhaustion, but I never got good long-term sleep. It was just like you, 4 hours a night. So that's not healthy. So whatever you got to do, lock the door. If you got to put extra something up against the window, but you got to get rid of the anxiety to get to sleep because yours, I believe, is stress induced. And I bet it probably makes you nervous that if you put headphones on when you lay your head on the pillow, which actually takes away one of your senses to where you could hear somebody in your house. That would freak you out to the point where you only get 2 hours of sleep a night. So you're going to have to get rid of the anxieties, get used to sleeping, take them away, and then see, can you then sleep your full 7-8 hours if that's what you want to do. Okay, so B. Lewis, that's the advice I got for you right now because that sounds very familiar to me. So yes. Okay, here we go. We got another one. Let's go down here. Myra said my weight started going up and down when I finished my keto treatments, or my chemo treatments, not keto, chemo treatments. So are you talking about chemotherapy, or are you really talking about keto? I'm looking here to see if there's a misspelling there. Okay. So yes. Cancer in my blood, Hodgkin's lymphoma. Okay, so Hodgkin's means that the cancer has affected your lymph nodes directly. So did you get rid of it? So let me know that. Did you get rid of it? Okay, Sharon's Poetry Corner. Is baking soda protocol good for people with high blood pressure? Absolutely. Alkalizing your blood can only help with high blood pressure. Now, you want to keep your blood pressure high if your body did that on its own without medication. Because if your blood pressure is high, that's what's keeping you alive. If you have to get blood to the same vital organs and you have a blood clot, or if you had a fatty plaque stuck to one of your arteries or a lot of your arteries, and it's causing your blood pressure to rise, that's what's keeping you alive. You got to get the same blood to the same vital organs. No matter if there is a hole this big or this big, the blood still has to go through there in the same amount. So your blood pressure raises, all right, or your blood vessels squeeze down to raise your blood pressure so you can shoot the blood through the vessel faster. So that's an intelligent response by your body. Don't mess with that, because people will start taking medications to get their blood pressure down. All right, statins and vasodilators and ACE inhibitors and calcium channel blockers and No, you don't want all that. Okay. If it went up on its own, leave it there and slowly work it down as you chip away at the buildups, and they'll go away on their own. Antioxidants do that. One of the most powerful antioxidants for getting rid of blockages in your arteries is called chlorophyll, spirulina, chlorella, okay, broccoli, kale, chard. Those things have packed with antioxidants. Blackberries, blueberries, antioxidants. They break down blockages in your arteries so you can get that going. Now, that's also going to induce, guess what? Weight loss. Because once you get your blood pressure down, you no longer have water retention. So there you go. So see how everything works together? So don't try to pick out one thing. Treat the whole thing, and most of the problems go away. That's why I wrote my book like that. Most of the if you treat the whole body, most of the problems go away. Okay, good enough. Let's see. Myra said yes, it was chemotherapy, and yes, she got rid of it. Okay, good stuff. All right, Michelle is talking to Myra. Myra, there you go. Okay, let me see. Lamar says, hey, new here, but I've been watching your videos for a month now. I have so many questions, I don't know where to start. Lamar, you got to get them in quick because, as you can see, it's kind of like rapid fire in here. So go ahead and ask your question, and we'll see if we can work it in if I catch it. Okay, good stuff. So it says non-Hodgkin's. Okay, so it happened to the vessels, not the lymph nodes. Just means your body's trash system is backed up and toxic. True. Go back to the earth. Don't use chemicals on your skin and envision your healing. Gotcha. Coffee enemas should be on your list too. Now, oh yes, you know I believe in the coffee enemas. I actually do those still once a month right now because I find myself lately, I usually don't do them that often. It's usually once every 3 months, but I've been doing them once every month now because I've been finding myself eating sometimes on the bad side. Like on the weekends, sometimes we'll go out and we'll have a big dinner and we'll do dessert and all that stuff. And I feel almost an obligation to cleanse after I do that because I don't feel like even though the food is good, even though it tastes amazing, I know it's not doing my body a service. So therefore I feel an obligation to cleanse it. So that kind of thing. So very good. Lisa, good one back in the house. Lisa, good to have you back in here. It says, best way to reverse diabetes. Now, if you're trying to reverse diabetes, all you have to do is The main thing is clean up your diet. I always advocate that you do a saline wash. You have to clean out your intestine before you do anything. Remember, if you can't absorb nutrients when you're eating the good stuff to get you the nutrients, if you can't absorb it, it's like you never ate it at all. So remember, when you are trying to get rid of diabetes, change up your diet. Make everything alkaline, nice, smooth. High protein, semi-high fat, and try to cut the carbs as low as possible, because any kind of sugar will incite the diabetes to keep on going. And diabetes is nothing but what do they call it? A metabolic disease, meaning that it's not something that infected you. It's something that if something gets out of whack in your body, you call it a disease because all of the numbers go off. They call them A1Cs and blood pressure, and you start getting neovascularizations, blockages, arterial sclerosis, that kind of stuff. But if you want to reverse that, it's pretty easy to do no matter how advanced it is. All it takes is about 30 to 45 days, depending. Or if you got type 2, 30 days. If you got type 1, it takes about 45 days, okay? If you are consistent with it. However, most people are not consistent. They get with their family, they go to a family reunion, and all of a sudden they're eating all the bad stuff again. When you break your protocol, you will go right back to square one within 24 to 48 hours. If you break your protocol. So that's what happens with weight loss. If you lose 10 pounds and your family comes into town and all of a sudden they take you to this restaurant and they were like, oh, well, they paid for everything, so I just ordered whatever I wanted and then we had a good time and all that, you will gain that 10 pounds back in about 2 days. So that's how fast weight comes back on, because the restaurants, they're not getting this food from clean sources, even though it tastes great. And I'm talking about all restaurants. All right. There's only a few where it's like the purest cuts. They locally source the meat. There's only a few restaurants in your town that will ever do that. If you're eating at chains and stuff like that, you're getting mass-produced meats, mass-produced herbs, spices, mass-produced condiments, everything. And you're eating all that. And all of that is going to build up through insulin inflammation and add weight to you very fast. Okay. So just letting you know as far as that. But it's pretty easy to get rid of diabetes. It's mostly a diet change, but you have to cleanse first in order to get the benefits from the change in the diet. Okay, so short answer, long answer to a short question. Sorry about that. Okay, so here we go. Jacob asked a pretty interesting question. Jacob said, do you have any tips on eating to get taller or getting taller? No, that is purely genetics. That is purely your phenotype as expressed by your alleles on your chromosomes. That's nothing you can change right now. Now, if you were in between the ages of birth to, we could go up to 14 years old, puberty, okay? Then I could say you could actually do some things to stimulate growth hormone like HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, and that will cause you to become more. But here's the problem with that. In each human being, you do not know how that will play out. That's why it's so sketchy to deal with genetic issues, especially ones that are hardwired like this, like hair color. That's purely genetic. Height, that's purely genetic. So if you mess with that, you can incite dwarfism, or you can incite gigantism, which will make your bones either grow too short or way too fast, and they become brittle, and now they're easy to break. So it's bad to mess with genetic stuff. Okay, so I wouldn't mess with that one. Okay, other stuff that's genetic, if you play with it, not going to do anything to you. Like there's been case studies of people who have thought so hard that they want to change their eye color that actually happened. Now, that's true. However, that didn't have anything to do with their sight. See, pigment coming into your iris has nothing to do with how well your lens flexes so light can come into your eye. See, that's a genetic thing, but one doesn't have anything to do with the other, the function of the whole thing. But messing with your height, that can mess up stuff severely because it's only a bone. And if you mess up the growth of the bone, the osteogenesis could have problems. Okay, so just to throw you a little warning out there for that one. Okay. Oh, look at this. We got LeBar Lewis back in the house. Yes. All right. So I know I got to tag Michael Carter. I'm waving at everybody in Facebook. Good stuff. Thank you guys for showing up. If you guys got any questions, feel free to ask. All right. So don't forget, go ahead and ask it. Now we got some people in here. Marco Antonio, welcome to the chat. I see LL Lewis back in the house. LL, I love to see you in here, man. Thank Thank you for stopping back by. It says, what can I do to combat sinus infections, possibly after antibiotics has ran out? Now, if you're doing antibiotics, I want you to realize that the more you use them, the less effective they become. And therefore, when you use the antibiotics for the same condition, you will notice that the condition starts coming back faster and faster. I would say ditch the antibiotics. There are natural antibiotics that are way stronger than the pharmaceutical versions, and that natural essential oil, it is natural, therefore your body will not build a tolerance to it like it will to a drug, an antibiotic. Now, I have nothing against antibiotics because you're taking them for a set amount of time. Once the infection is gone, you stop taking them. That's what I'm about. That's what drugs are for. They're to use temporarily to get over something. Like if your leg snaps in half, that's going to be extremely painful. Morphine is the best thing for that. So I'm all for a drug because you're going to use it temporarily to get over the pain. Once they fix your leg and it heals, you are off the morphine. You don't have to take it for the rest of your life. But what I'm against is somebody telling you have to take a drug for the rest of your life in order to live any semblance of a good quality of life. So as far as that is concerned, as far as antibiotics, use something else. The best antibiotic that is an essential oil is called oil of oregano. All right. I use it every time instead of an antibiotic. It works wonderfully. It is extremely powerful, more powerful than the most powerful antibiotic you can find in a hospital. All right. So that's all I'll tell you. And guess what? Here's the good part. No side effects. None. No side effects. So boom, how about that? Okay, now we got to get to another question here. All right, we got Michelle talking to Myra again. I love it. I love the camaraderie in here. You guys are just helping each other out. All right, so Winnan says you didn't answer my question. Winnan, I didn't see it. So you'll have to throw it in the copy and paste and ask it again. All right, so I like this. Shakiris says, what up? All right. What's going on? Cynthia Freeman back in the house. Hi, everybody. Cynthia, I know we're in here late. I apologize. But I said, no matter what, I was still going to try to do it. So we're still doing it. So Lamar says, recently noticed parasites in the stool. Did 4 days of water fasting, coffee enemas. Now I'm on turpentine. I don't see them anymore, and I lost 10 pounds. And you should, because you did a water fast. That means that you're going to lose all of the, I guess you could say, natural vitamins and minerals that were built up in your tissues and the retaining of water that you had around those poisons. And that's why you lost so much weight when you did that. I'm assuming because you said you lost weight, you didn't want to. So it says, how can I gain weight now that I'm eating right? Always been hard. Now, keep your metabolism the way it is. But if you're trying to gain weight, no cardio. If you're doing cardio, meaning you're running on a treadmill, you're doing a high amount of vigorous activity, you have to stop if you're trying to gain weight. Because if you are, cardio will take that right off, especially if you have a high metabolism. Second of all, you're going to have to eat dense foods. Those dense foods are going to be foods that you're going to have to do consistently. And I know people get tired of the same thing over and over again, but there's not many dense foods out there. Fruits are not dense. Vegetables are not dense. You need really dense foods like bananas, beans, eggs, oatmeal, chia seed, quinoa, that kind of stuff that's heavy proteins that will stick to your tissues, that will slow burn and actually have to be dealt with in your body. Now, this is the other thing. Don't do too much oatmeal, because oatmeal is a fiber. It's almost purely fiber, and fibers pass through your digestive system very quickly, pushing other food with it. So if you're going to eat oatmeal, eat it by itself. Don't eat oatmeal with the other foods. So eggs, you can do with anything. Beans, you can do with anything. Quinoa, you can do with anything. Quinoa, that's a good heavy one. Hemp seed, dense. So you want stuff like that to add weight to your frame, but add, I would say, moisture and water content to your muscle so that you get heavier and thicker in the right way so you look good, so it's not just fat. Because a lot of people just think to gain weight, they just eat everything. Just give me the tortillas, give me the hot dogs, give me the hamburger. No, that'll cause this to get fat. This will cause your thighs to get fat. That'll cause your chin to be doubled. Okay, don't do all that. You need a straight to the point regimen that deals with dense foods. And if you want, instead of turpentine, turpentine, do the saline salt wash. I have a video on that. Do the saline salt wash because that's much better than turpentine. Turpentine will strip your internal mechanism so you won't have any normal flora, good bacteria on your internal lining of your digestive system. So good stuff there. So that will strip you pretty good. So you don't want that. You need your normal flora in your digestive system. Okay, Lamar, hopefully we got to you and we got you good on that one. Okay, so good question. Good question. Okay, LL Lewis says, I'm suffering, man. My lip is burned. It has a burning sensation, headache, etc. Okay, I'll try the oil of oregano. Okay, so try it out and let me know how it works. Now, Winnan says, diatomaceous earth, otherwise known as Indian healing clay. I use it. I have it in my cabinet right now. I use that to actually coat the internal lining of my digestive system. So if you have any kind of digestive problem, people say drink milk to coat your digestive system. Oh, no. Indian healing clay or diatomaceous earth is much better. All right, and they actually call it the diatomaceous clay because it works wonders for your intestines and getting burning sensations and stuff like that. Something like LL was saying, getting the burning sensations out of your system. And here's the thing: it binds to harmful metals and pulls them out of your body. Metal pulling, so it pulls them out of your body. That is the kind of, I guess you could call it a miracle exposure that we need to get to. And that's what we're talking about as far as health. Good stuff. Now, I know people are asking questions and stuff like that, but we can't seem... All right, but we can't skip over everything and forget why we're here. Now, we are here for Thanksgiving, and hopefully you guys are going to have a great weekend shopping for your Thanksgiving turkeys, getting all your food together and stuff like that. But I want to make sure that you guys are doing it in the right way. I know you're going to eat a lot. I know you're going to have the food. I know you can't get away from it. You're going to have your Cokes and your Pepsis and your Diet Pepsis and your Mr. Pibbs and your Dr. Peppers. I know you're going to have all of that stuff. It's all on the table. And what I'm saying is, don't do it to death. Okay? I know it's out there. I know you're going to do it. Here's the thing. Moderation. You can get every single thing that everybody fixed and you can have that beautiful flavor on your mouth. But when you're stuffed and then you put food on your tongue, it ain't as good, is it? So get a little bit at a time. Don't eat everything in sight. All right. I know my wife will tell you I can eat a lot. However, I don't stuff myself because I still want to have fun with the family. I want to talk. I want to walk around. I want to be able to sing at karaoke. So I don't want to be wanting to take a nap after I finish eating. So I hope you guys don't either. Now, I know you got a weekend to get to because I know it's later on Friday evening. You might want to catch a movie on Netflix. I think the new one on there said something about Cam. So that's a new Netflix original they got on there. All right. I'm still enamored with The Haunting of Hill House. It's one of my favorite series that I've seen on Netflix. So I can't believe how well written this is, jumping back and forth in time like they do in this and still have it be scary and intriguing at the same time. So good stuff there. So I'm going to see if I can get a few more questions here, but it says here, yeah, I'm reading through them. Hold on. All right. Wyndham says just one plate. I know. There you go. Now, B. Lewis says, I'm fasting, cannot fall to the temptation. Yeah. So B. Lewis, and you feel terrible when you do, because you know after you eat it, you feel horrible anyway. So now I've taken that horrible feeling and put it in my mind before I eat so that I don't just go crazy and I know that I'm going to feel horrible later. So I just don't want to put myself even through the guilt of doing that. All right. I see. Let me see. Okay. All right, so Oscar is asking about for seizures, what is the alternative? So as far as seizures are concerned, seizures are best handled, and I know this sounds strange, but with a water fast. Because in order to reset your neurological system, which is being affected by the seizures, I have never heard of the medication that you're talking about as far as treating seizures with that, because I don't know what's in it, so I can't speak on to that particular treatment. However, I do know that if you do a water fast, that will reset all your body systems, including your nervous system. And that will clear the way so that you can actually use omega-3s to rebuild the myelin sheath around your nerves so that the seizures go away. So don't think that this is a short process. People try it for 2 days and all of a sudden they say, oh, this shit doesn't work. No, you can't say that. All right. This is a nervous condition. In order to rehabilitate and reinstall the myelin around your nerves, that could take months. Okay, that's a slow breakdown process. So it's going to take a little while to get it back up there, especially for that system. However, every other system, it repairs pretty fast, but the nervous system, that's one hell of a system, and you have to take that one with some time. So it may take 2 months, might take 4 months, might take 6 months, but that's a hell of a short price to pay in order to get your nervous system back to the point where you don't have seizures. I would advocate start off with a 3-day water fast, see how the seizures go. You'll notice that you should have less of them and they should be less severe. If you do that, bump it up to a 5-day water fast, but wait 3 months before you do the next fast, and then wait another 3 months and do a 10-day water fast. And at the same time, cleaning up the diet and incorporating omega-3 fats along with systemic enzymes to help incorporate these fats back onto your nerve cells, get your oligodendrocytes back working again to wrapping those cells up in the fat, and you'll see that your seizures slowly, less often, less severe, go away, and hopefully for good. Can't promise anything as far as them going away for good because I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what you're exposed to. I don't know what your environment is like. I don't know what other medications you're taking. That all medications break down myelin. So whatever you're taking for the seizures, of course, it's going to stop the seizures because the medication blocks the pathway. However, the medication's byproducts, aka poisons, they will break down the myelin sheath. And then you're wondering, why are you taking the medications and then the seizures are still getting worse? Because the very medication meant to block the receptor to stop the seizure from happening is also its byproducts that are breaking the myelin down, causing the seizures to get worse. So it's crazy. It's crazy the way our system tries to fix problems. It's almost like they have no education on the human body at all. Okay, let's get to another one. Okay, best way to lower blood pressure. Speedy. So Speedy asked that question. Speedy, the best way is to deep breathe. That's all. That's what we can tell you. The quickest way, deep breathe. If you meditate, that's even better. But deep breathing for 5 to 10 minutes, that usually gets your blood pressure right back in the normal range, and it gets your pulse rate right back down in the normal range. So, and you do that without any drugs, without medications, and you can do it any time of day. So there are no special secrets, no special protocols. That's all you have to do to lower your blood pressure. And everybody can calm their breathing. They can calm down and they can relax and chill out. But if you're in a constant state of stress, that's almost impossible to do, which is why deep breathing is a great meditation thing to actually help you mellow out your blood pressure. Now, over time, if your blood pressure is high perpetually, meaning all the time, you feel your heart racing, you feel like your blood is being pushed through your system slowly because your heart is doing so much work, and you feel the walls, you can actually feel the blood pulling in some of your arteries because it's that dense. You're going to have to actually dramatically change your lifestyle, change diet, start supplementing to make that happen. Again, the key word is antioxidants. Okay, good stuff. We got almost 60 people on here now. I love it. So amped up, back in the house, amped up. One of my biggest guys in here. So thank you for coming back and welcome back. All right, speaking to error code here. I love it. Helping each other out. I love it. Okay, talking to each other, very good. Everett O'Neill. Everett, ask your question right now because I think I keep missing you. So Lisa Goodwin says tea tree oil. All right. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you. Thank you, Cynthia. That is a good one. So I know I need help answering the questions because I know they're coming out super quick. So let me see. I'm looking for you. So who is that? Everett O'Neill. So ask it again. I'm missing it, because it looks like I'm missing you every time. So put it up there, copy and paste, and put it back in there again. I'm looking for you right now. So amped up, vinegar speeds up the process. Okay, all right, I see that. Good stuff. All right, what do you do for migraine headaches? Stephanie Gray's got it in there. Well, Stephanie, as far one fine day, what's going on? Stephanie, as far as the migraine headaches, migraines are just regular headaches. They're just more severe. It means it comes from an irritation of the brain tissue. Now, that brain tissue is going to cause the irritation will cause the brain tissue to swell, swelling the blood vessels inside your brain. Those blood vessels swelling will actually push out on your brain nerve cells, causing the brain to actually touch your skull. Now, that's a problem because anytime you put pressure on a nerve and keep it there, meaning your brain pushed up against your cranium, so your brain, your cranium, and you push your brain up against your cranium and leave it there, that's pressure. Anytime you leave pressure on a nerve, it dies. And that migraine headaches will kill more brain cells than alcohol ever could. So you cannot have migraine headaches every single day or every other day. It kills too many brain cells. So what do you do to get rid of migraine headaches? Well, there's short solutions. Like you can take a spoonful of yellow mustard. That usually gets rid of most headaches. If you're trying to get rid of a migraine headache, I would suggest a essential oil. Now, there's two ways. You can either rub it on your forehead and let it sink in, which takes longer, or you can do the capsulized versions of feverfew. It actually gets rid of migraine headaches pretty well without blocking your brain receptors like a headache medication would do, like Motrin or Excedrin, those headache medications that people take. And here's the problem. When people take those medications, all right, so okay, I see you, Everett, I got you. So when people actually take those medications, they don't realize you're blocking the pain, but the damage is still happening. You just don't feel it because you took a pill. So how do you think that's going to play out over time? Because as you will realize, pretty soon, the headache medications don't work unless you change. And then you change again. And then you get something stronger. And then you get something prescribed. And then you get something prescribed again. And then they switch you to a stronger medication. And then they switch you to something that's experimental. So that's how the progression goes until nothing works. So that's not the way to treat your body. First of all, it's going to get worse before it gets better with a headache. All right. You're going to have to let the headaches happen until you find out a way to cleanse your tissues, and like a Gaia Supreme cleanse, or you can do a saline wash, then coffee enema, and let your liver do the work. Up to you which way you're going to do it, but those are two avenues to cleanse your brain tissue so you can stop having the headaches. The problem is with any cleanse, it will get worse before it gets better. Okay, so good enough. Now, I see, okay, so I got Everett O'Neill. I have prolactoma, brain tumor. How do I heal it? Okay, so Everett O'Neill, let me see. Now, this sounds specific. So explain a little bit more what you're going to, because I'm going to look this one up right quick. All right, and I need to just find out the information on it because I want to compare it to what the brain actually does. It says a benign tumor. Ah, gotcha. Oh, wait a minute. So, Everett, so are you a male or a female? Let me see that. So answer that question for me. Are you a male or a female? You say prolactin, so I'm guessing that you are a female. Okay, just guessing. I don't know. So let me see here. All right. So you know what, Barbara, I've never used Cistus T for anything, so I couldn't speak to that. So I'm sorry, but I have never used that for that. So oh, that's a good suggestion. Michelle gave out a good suggestion there. So good stuff. Good stuff. So Everett O'Neill, male. All right. So now, so you said male. So that's interesting because you said a prolactinoma. So that usually has to do with milk ducts and oxytocin releasing milk ducts to the glands. As far as a female is concerned, that means that you are either underproducing in testosterone or overproducing in estrogen. So that's what it calls that. But is yours benign? All right, so it is in your brain. Yes, gotcha. And that's a hell of a diagnosis. Okay, so there's no quick fix for what I can tell you. I'm pretty sure I can find the answer to it. A few months is not a long that is not a long time. So your vision is starting to go. That means that pathways are starting to be blocked back to your occipital lobe as far as this is concerned. Now, we can find a solution to this, but is it benign or is it malignant? Let me know quickly. Benign or malignant? All right. Tell you what, Everett, send me a. I got my in the description for this video. There should be a email there. Send me an email to that address, and I'll see what I can do. Get way more particulars on this because this is way too fast, and I cannot give you a detailed, in-depth answer the way that it exists right now. And even then, I may not be able to do what I can. Because you said you only had a few, they told you it was only a few months. That is a hell of a diagnosis to actually get to. But I will help you as much as I can if you're willing to do the protocols to see if we can start reversing some things quickly to get it under control. Because brain tumors, they're harder to get to because of your blood-brain barrier. It's harder to get nutrients. It's harder to get things to work in your brain because for that reason. So legally blind for years. Yes, benign overproduction of estrogen. There you go. I guessed that one. Yes, I guessed that one. So, okay. So, do you? And when you send me the email, do you see the email below the video? When you get time, send me all the information you can and try to include the papers that the doctors gave you, because I do want to see what they said, what tests did they run, and did they give you any other kind of symptoms that went along with this that we can actually use to pinpoint the problem directly, so we can give you a protocol that would actually get rid of a cause, because your headaches and the tumors are a side effect. So we need to find the root cause of how we're going to get rid of this. So I think along with supplementation and some very powerful essential oils, I think even to the point of using CBD oil, we may be able to actually start reversing this. And if your eye tissue has not deteriorated, we could probably see if we can get some semblance of your vision back so that you can start seeing again, instead of having somebody guide you around or help you do things in your life, because I know how difficult that is. That means you can't even drive and things anymore. You have to have somebody drive you or use public transportation. All right. So good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Good stuff. Okay. Good stuff. Okay. Very nice. Okay. Now I'm going to help you as much as possible. So give me as much information as you can, Everett, just as much information as you can as far as that. Okay. So Shara Bennett says, how do you stop tingling in the feet? Well, I'm assuming that that's one of the most famous symptoms associated with diabetes. Now, if that is the case, that means that if you have tingling anywhere, it means you have nerve problems there. So if that is the case, that means blood flow is probably low and the nerves are going to suffer for it. So if that is the case, you have to restore the fat and the blood flow to your feet. So of course, we want heat on your feet, and at the same time, omega-3 fats, systemic enzymes to incorporate that and do it fast. Because remember, nerves are the hardest thing in your body to repair. So if you don't repair those, we're going to be in trouble. Okay, you're going to be in deep trouble. So I love answering the questions here. All right, I was coming in here and I was hoping to get everybody on the same page as far as a lighter note, as far as Thanksgiving is concerned. But as you can see, this has turned serious and turned serious very fast. So Everett O'Neill is dealing with a life-threatening condition. All right, so the eyes are good. Like to hear that. Like to hear that. It's the optic nerve, of course, running to the brain, running to the occipital lobe. That's right. All right. I'll email you everything tomorrow. Okay. So thank you, Everett. Okay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So we'll try to work on it as soon as possible, and we'll try to get everything written up for you and see can we start on a protocol or something like that as soon as possible. Okay. So very good. Very good. Very good. So Everett. All right, great talking to you. If this is too much, you can go ahead and get off the web chat, so you can go ahead and send me that. If you want to wait, that's cool too. But what I'm going to do is I am actually going to get out of here, because it is time for me to go help out my wife. I can't have her cleaning up everything by herself, so I got to go help right now. So again, I got to shout you guys out. I am going to just call you guys' names. Thank you for telling me where you're from. Thank you guys for coming out on the webcast on a Friday night again. But I have to say, have a happy happy Thanksgiving. I am more than happy to get on here and answer questions for you guys, but I just want you to know you can see how serious it gets sometimes, and sometimes it is life-threatening. And again, I am not afraid to help in those instances, but I do have to tell you, I do have clients, I do have students who I'm coaching through protocols and stuff like that, which is why I can't get to everybody, which is why I can't do this as often, because I do have clients now. So I really do appreciate you guys coming in and answering the questions. Look, let me call out your names. All right. So Michelle's weight loss journey said, thank you, Alvin. I appreciate it. Mr. Barbados back in the house. Shara, thank you for your question. LL Lewis, Jajang. I saw you, Jajang. All right. Don't think I didn't see you. I didn't miss you. Okay. Good stuff. So good to see you here. Tanya. All right. Love to see you. Stephanie Gray. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. Who else I got in here? Everett O'Neill. Really get better. I really do want to help you through this. So, and I'm going to try my damnedest to do that. Okay. So we got Winnan back in the house. Lady B all up in here. I love it. Love it. Love it. So who else we got? We got Lamar. First time in here. He's been watching the videos. Thank you, Lamar. And I hope I answered your question so that it actually helps you out. So good stuff. Barbara, thank you for chiming in. I love it. Mike Charles, thank you for asking a question. Okay, Cynthia Freeman, I appreciate all the input that you have on anything that you want to help with. So anytime, any place that you want to jump in and help, girl, just go ahead and do it. Okay, because I really do appreciate you answering questions and helping me out. Good stuff. All right, so Terry, Griffin, love it. Love that you guys stay by. Denise, I don't know if I've seen Denise. Yes, I think I have. Yes, Denise, you've been in here before. Recognize the last name. Okay, so Arthur Wilson, back in the house. Yes, Lisa Goodwin, I love it. Otis Fagan, back in the house. So RJ23, he jumped from Facebook and he came into the YouTube. Good stuff. So I'm going to get out of here, you guys. Amped up. I see you. Who else I miss? I know I missed some people. The original Super Jock was in here. I know Minister Slow Stroker. I know he's going to come back and watch this. So Minister, we got you too. Even though I don't see your name in here, we got you too. Okay. I know I didn't see Mike A in here. Mike A, we got you too. All right. So just to let you guys know, LL Lewis, B Lewis, 134. I love you guys. Thank you for asking the questions. Terry Griffin. All right. Looks like I got most of the people. If I missed you, I do apologize. Phyllis White. Phyllis, the Night Owl. You guys. Kamalani Davis. Okay. Look at that. So, Mr. J. All right. So, Kamalani, I didn't even see you in here. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. I missed you. All right. So, good enough. Good enough. So, that is it for today. I am glad to have you guys come by. Once again, happy holidays. Have a blessed Thanksgiving. Make sure everything goes well, and as much as you can, moderation, please. Moderation. You can have everything, just a little bit of it. Don't stuff yourself to where you feel just absolutely awful with your Thanksgiving. Have a good time. Play some games. Get up. Do some activity, because it's always better to stand up and hug your family instead of sitting down and falling asleep on them. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys later. This is Alvin J, the most passionate non-doctor on the internet, saying peace, peace. I love you guys, and thank you again for coming by. I'm out of here. Later.